Fanfic Corner, presented by Animal Girl. Our Destiny, Luxsoka, Chapter 2, written and read by Animal Girl. Please note that if you have not yet watched my video on Our Destiny, Luxsoka, Chapter 1, I recommend that you go ahead and watch it first before viewing this video. Two months later, 1 week before Order 66. Ahsoka woke to find the space next to her in bed empty. That wasn't all that unusual. If an emergency or early vote was called at the Senate, Lux would leave the apartment quietly so he wouldn't wake her. Over a month ago, Ahsoka had gotten over her ordeal with the help and support from Lux. And after that, the nightmares had stopped. However, by that time they had gotten used to sharing a bed, though Ahsoka made it clear that things couldn't go any further. Not yet, anyways. Getting out of bed, Ahsoka made her way to the kitchen for a cup of coffee to help her wake up. C-64 shuffled up to her. The protocol droid had accepted her into the little family right away. Not all that surprising, since droids were programmed to serve without question. "Good morning, mistress," he said. "Master Lux had to leave early for an emergency meeting at the Senate. Apparently there was a disturbance last night." "What kind of disturbance?" Ahsoka asked, still trying to wake up. "Chancellor Palpatine was captured by Count Dooku," the droid replied. "Generals Kenobi and Skywalker have been sent to rescue him, but the Senate is still meeting in case a new chancellor needs to be selected." Ahsoka set her cup down. It's not that she didn't like the chancellor, she just got an uneasy feeling from him. However, her former master trusted him, and he was the leader of the Republic. Even if, as both Obi-Wan and Lux told her on 2 separate occasions, he had stayed in power much longer than he should have. "Did Lux tell you when he thought he would be back?" she asked. "He was unsure, but he did say he would be back in time for the party." Senator Chuchi had recently got engaged to the son of the current chairman of Pandora, and the couple was having a small engagement party at Ryo's apartment. Hopefully the kidnapping of the Chancellor and the emergency meeting at the Senate wouldn't put a damper on it. Ahsoka finished her coffee and got up. There was still a lot to do before the party, and she needed to get her day started. Ahsoka put the finishing touches on her outfit, and then left the room she shared with Lux. He was waiting for her in the living room. When he heard the door close, he looked up and smiled. Ahsoka was wearing a blue and gold dress, and paired it with a pair of low gold heels and gold and sapphire jewelry. "Ahsoka, you can't look this beautiful," he said, walking up to her. "It's not fair to Ryo." Ahsoka looked away, though a small smile was on her face. The Lux told her every day since she moved in with him that she was beautiful. Ahsoka still wasn't used to hearing it. "We should get going," Ahsoka said. "We don't want to be late." The party had been nice and simple. Ryu and her fiancé Ion had invited 4 of her colleagues and their significant others over for a nice dinner, though Ryu had told Ahsoka that she expected her future mother-in-law to host a more extravagant one once she and Ion returned to Pandora. As the evening came to an end, the couples said their goodbyes. With Dooku's death earlier that day, there was a sense in the Senate that the Clone Wars were coming to an end. However, there was still a lot of work to do in the Senate. As Ahsoka and Lux approached their apartment, Ahsoka could sense something was off. "Mistress Ahsoka, Master Lux," C-67 said when they entered. "He insisted it couldn't wait." Ahsoka looked past the droid to see Obi-Wan get up from the couch. "Master Kenobi," she said with respect. "It's good to see you again, Ahsoka," the Jedi Master said. "Lux, I'd like to thank you for taking care of Ahsoka." An uneasy silence fell between the three of them. Since Ahsoka left the Jedi Order, the Masters and Knights that she had been close to kept their distance to let her sort things out on her own. However, Obi-Wan regularly checked in with her and Lux over their communicators, just to make sure she was okay. But he had never come by the apartment, leading Ahsoka to believe that something was up. "Let's sit down," Ahsoka said. She and Lux took the love seat, while Obi-Wan took the couch opposite them. "Is there something you wanted to talk about?" Ahsoka asked. "Yes," Obi-Wan said. "I know you've left the Order, but we could really use someone with your talent." "I'm listening." "As you know, Maul has taken over Mandalore," Obi-Wan said. He paused. Ahsoka didn't press. She knew that it was a touchy subject for several reasons. Obi-Wan respected the Mandalorians and had been very close with their former leader, Duchess Satine Kryze. As for Maul, he and the Jedi Master had a history. Almost 13 years ago, Maul had killed Master Obi-Wan's master, Qui-Gon Jinn, while on Naboo. Not too long ago, shortly after he resurfaced after 12 years of everyone thinking he was dead, Maul and his brother Savage joined forces with Death Watch and took over Mandalore. After Pre Vizsla killed Savage, Maul killed him and, after alluring Obi-Wan to Mandalore, killed Satine. Now Mandalore was complete chaos. The Council has decided to try and reclaim Mandalore and turn it back over to the Mandalorians, Obi-Wan said. "I would go myself, but the Council wants me on Utapau. And, even if I couldn't go back to Mandalore without risking tensions between Mandalore and the Republic." Ahsoka looked away. She knew she owed it to Satine to try and set her people free from Maul's rule. She had met the Duchess once, and liked her, but she had left the Order. "I need some time to decide," she said. "I understand. If you choose not to go, Master Fistu said he would. If you decide to go, the men of the 51st will be waiting for you." "Should I go?" Ahsoka asked Lux as they crawled into bed. "That's your decision," Lux said. "Personally, I want you to stay here with me, but I'll understand if you choose to help. I just don't like the idea of you going somewhere without someone to watch your back." "Rex will be with me." "I know," Lux smiled. "I think he likes you." "No need to be jealous. We're just friends." Ahsoka snuggled in close to Lux, and he wrapped his arms around her, holding her close. "I'm going to go, Lux," Ahsoka said. "I owe it to Satine." Lux nodded, running his hand down her back licou. "Just promise me that you'll be safe and come back." 1 month after Order 66. Lux paced in his study at his estate on Onderon. It had been 1 month since the end of the Clone Wars and the establishment of the Empire, and he hadn't heard a word from Ahsoka or Rex. He knew they had survived the siege of Mandalore and Order 66. Ahsoka had sent him a message as soon as she was able, saying that she and Rex were on their way to Onderon. But that had been over a month ago. There had been no chatter in the now-dubbed Imperial Senate about the capture of a clone trooper and a former Jedi. But he was still uneasy. "Sir," said one of the servants working at the estate, "there's someone here to see you." Lux followed the servant out of his study. He half expected to see Ramses Denep. However, it wasn't the King of Onderon who was waiting for him. "Ahsoka! Rex!" Ahsoka practically threw herself into Lux's arms, and the two hugged each other. Lux looked over Ahsoka's shoulder at Rex. "Thank you for bringing her back to me," he said to the clone captain. "I'm sorry it took so long," Ahsoka said. "We had to be very careful, despite the fact that the Empire believes we both died during Order 66. "Well, you're both safe now." Lux walked over to Rex. "There's a place for you on my security team." It's not as exciting as being a soldier, but your skills and training will be appreciated, Lux said. I appreciate the offer, Rex said, but I can't stay. The Empire will be hunting surviving Jedi and clone troopers, and even though Ahsoka and I faked our deaths, it's best if we put some distance between us, just in case the truth is ever discovered. Where will you go? Ahsoka asked. The Celios system, Rex said. Wolf Gregor and I will be able to disappear there. Ahsoka gave Rex a hug, surprising the former soldier. Take care, Rex, she said. Hopefully we'll be able to see each other again. Lux sent his staff home early. After over a month of separation, he wanted some alone time with Ahsoka. They ordered dinner in and spent the evening watching Ever After, Ahsoka's favorite movie after The Loth Cat King. Ahsoka snuggled close to Lux on the couch and pulled the red fleece blanket draped over them closer. Fall had come to Onderon, and the nights were getting cold. In a month, winter would be on them. Lux ran his hand down Ahsoka's shoulder as she leaned against him. Everything was perfect, and Lux couldn't help but think that every night could be just like this. Just the two of them, having dinner and then watching movies. Marry me, he said suddenly. Ahsoka looked up at him. Are you serious? She asked. Lux took her hands in his and looked into her eyes. I am, he said. I love you, Ahsoka. This separation has only made me realize how much I love you. He kissed her and pulled her closer. I want to spend every day with you. I want to combine our planet's customs and traditions, start our own traditions, and maybe someday have children. I love you too, Ahsoka said. And I want all that too. Yes, I'll marry you. Okay, now before I sign off, I'd like to say one thing, and that is if I mispronounced any Star Wars character names or planet names, I apologize. Some of them are a little hard to pronounce.